Hi, I wanted to do a little Q&A video. Everyone's at school, it's a snowy day, and I put out a thing on Instagram and Facebook that just said if you have any questions for me, I'd love to answer them for you, and I got quite a few back, and so I'm going to answer some of the more popular ones. I started right before Layla was born. I got a camera from my kid's dad, and I remember, famous last words. He said, "And now you will never need another camera again." And I think I'm on camera number 6, so maybe not quite the truth, but it did get me started into photography. I had friends who would say, "Oh, you have a nice camera, why don't you come over and take my picture?" And I started doing family sessions for my friends, and it got to a point where I was, doing sessions a couple times a month and not getting paid for it. And decided I was going to go headfirst into photography. I also think and kind of feel that I started at such a great time where Facebook was still very new and it was maybe a little more accepted to be a mom with a camera. Not to say it's not accepted now, but then it was like I maybe was not so judged for it. Now people get a little judgy about it. I got into cosplay doing these photos, actually. I didn't even really know what we were doing was cosplay. I just started taking pictures of Layla in a costume and eventually figured out through Instagram that this was essentially cosplay. We were doing photos with great detail and not just purchasing dresses, but making dresses and making things really screen accurate. And that really was a change in the photos. I think if you look back, you can kind of see where it's like Disney store, Disney store, Disney store. Okay, now we're getting more screen accuracy. Whereas before I was just wanting a feel of, say, Cinderella. Now I am, got a true Cinderella dress. Well, I create my images through Photoshop. Is how I edit all of my photos. I don't use Lightroom because I don't know how, and please, Lightroom users, don't come down too hard on me. I'm sorry. Old dog, new tricks. I know how to use Photoshop. I don't have any problems using Photoshop, so I just don't use Lightroom. I take inspiration from a lot of different people. Disney is a big inspiration for me. I also really love Tracy Hines, who's a very famous cosplayer from the States, and we got to meet her recently this past weekend. And as well as designer daddy, Nephi Garcia is a big inspiration to me. And I also had the pleasure of getting to meet him when we went to Disneyland. And they are both lovely, lovely people, and I draw a lot of inspiration from them for sure. I shoot with a Canon 5D Mark III. It is a wonderful tool in my gear, and I would not trade it for the world, and it's my baby, and I love it so much. That is a really excellent question. I guess we won't do it anymore. I mean, I can't force her to do anything in terms of, the photos. I can force her to do the dishes, but I can't force her to do these photos. If it's not fun for her, it's not going to be fun for me. And the whole point of this is to spend time with her and to have fun with her, and for now she likes it, but I can see that maybe that window of time is getting shorter to when she's going to keep allowing me to dress her up. And if she decides she doesn't want to do it anymore, then we won't do it anymore, and I'll find another kid to work my magic on. That is a good question that I don't even really want to answer. I think I have at least 40 dresses and about 15 wigs. So that's quite a few costumes, and I really need to thin them out, but all of them are so sentimental to me, I don't want to. I want to keep them all forever and ever and ever and bring them out, at parties. Alright, well, thank you so much for everyone for submitting a question. I hope to do this again. If you have any other questions for me, shoot me an email, comment on my Instagram. Thanks so much.